Overpaying's dirty drone deal. Is India overpaying for US drones? The big drone deal fact check. Top focus on 5 Live.
It's a major political deja vu, viewer, because in 2018, just before the 2019 election, Rafale deal, the Rafale fighter aircraft deal, had become the big calling card of the Congress party before that Lok Sabha election. Today, the Congress has picked up an upcoming Indian deal for US Predator-type drones. Is that going to be the big weapon that the Congress wields on the road to 2024? Another defense deal, another aircraft deal, a lot of things similar, but many things to talk about. And I'm going to be doing that right here on 5 Live. Thanks as always for being with me. Here are the headlines. The BJP's IT cell chief Amit Malviya booked over animation depicting Rahul Gandhi as someone who wants to break up the country. FIR filed after Karnataka Congress complaint. BJP calls it political vendetta. Big twist to Karnataka freebie fight. After FCI stalls rice sale, Karnataka government to now offer cash instead of rice to BPL card holders. Union Minister Smriti Irani tears into Rahul Gandhi, questions why Rahul met George Soros' aide in the United States, alleges a Rahul link to Soros and the Jamiat Islami group. Politics erupts over one-day World Cup. Congress and Aam Aadmi Party fume over no matches in Kerala and Mohali. BCCI Vice President Rajiv Shukla says ICC decides venue for the World Cup, not India. Sensational revelations, COVID-19 origins. Researcher claims COVID-19 virus made in China as a bioweapon. It's only the latest layer of proof nailing China for what it subjected the world to. After 7 years in negotiations and to and fro between India and the United States, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and US President Joe Biden earlier this month announced that the two countries were headed towards a historic deal where the United States would supply up to 31 Predator-type drones to India. But politics has now erupted and continues to brew over this intended Predator deal that will be signed at some point either later this year or next year between the two countries. Importantly, it has not been signed, it has not even been negotiated. Well, days after India and the United States announced that they intended to take forward this deal, the Navy Chief of India, Admiral R. Hari Kumar, has also come out in support of the deal and in the face of political claims, chiefly by the Congress party, that there is somehow corruption involved in this intended deal. Well, hitting out at the center, however, it is the Congress party that is pointing an angry finger, raising questions, making claims and suggesting that corruption is at the very heart of an intended Indian deal for American drones. The Congress has demanded, quite rightly, complete transparency into the agreement and also questioned the center about the price, which it claims is 4 times higher compared to this drone being sold to other countries. But is that really the truth, or has the Congress jumped the gun and got its facts mixed up? Questioning the price of the Predator drones, Chief spokesperson of the Congress party, Pawan Khera, says what other countries are buying at less than 4 times, India is buying 31 Predator-type drones at $3 billion. Well, stung by a series of messages circulating on social media regarding the proposed purchase of what has been termed an overpriced deal by the Congress party from the United States, the Defense Ministry has, however, hit back, stating that attempts were being made to derail the deal and this could affect the morale of the armed forces. The MOD also added that the price and other terms and conditions of the purchase are yet to be finalized and subject to negotiations. In fact, what the Ministry of Defense has done is clear the decks for talks between the two countries to proceed to the next level, which means no price has so far been fixed on this deal.
जो राफेल डील में हुआ वही अब प्रीडेटर ड्रोन्स की खरीद में भी दोहराया जा रहा है। जिस ड्रोन को बाकी मुल्क 4 गुना कम कीमत में खरीदते हैं, उसी ड्रोन को हम $110 मिलियन यानी कि 880 करोड़ प्रति ड्रोन, 880 करोड़ पर ड्रोन हम खर्च कर रहे हैं।
सरकार ने एक बड़ा फैसला लिया प्रेडेटर ड्रोन अमेरिका से लेने का। नौसेना काफी समय से उसका इस्तेमाल भी कर रही है, पहली फोर्स है। कैसे आप देखते हैं इनके आने के बाद किस तरह की इंडियन ओशन रीजन में और नौसेना की जो ताकत है वो कैसे किस तरह से बढ़ेगी?
ये जो प्रेडेटर ड्रोन जो है इंडियन नेवी ऑलरेडी यूज कर रही है, लीज किया हुआ है। 2 ड्रोन्स नवंबर 2020 से यूज कर रहे हैं। करीब 12,000 आवर्स इसको एक्सप्लॉइट किया हुआ है। तो हमारा एक्सपीरियंस है कि ये बहुत बड़ा कैपेबिलिटी है। इससे क्या है, हमारा एरिया ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी को अच्छी तरह सर्वेलेंस और रिकग्निशंस कर सकते हैं। काफ़ी कैपेबिलिटी है इसमें, और नॉट ओनली ये जो मैरिटाइम एरियाज है, हमारा लैंड बॉर्डर्स में भी हम यूज़ किया हुआ है पिछले 2 साल में एयरफोर्स के साथ और आर्मी के साथ, और टू कीप बॉर्डर एरियाज, नॉर्थन बॉर्डर्स एंड वेस्टर्न बॉर्डर्स आल्सो अंडर सर्वेलेंस, इसके लिए भी इसका यूज़ किया हुआ है। तो अभी हम जो यूज़ कर रहे हैं वो एक्चुअली एक ओल्डर वर्जन है, तो उसमें कैपेबिलिटी उतना ज़्यादा नहीं है जितना हम अभी आगे खरीदने का प्लान किया हुआ है। तो जो रडार्स, तरह तरह के रडार्स, सिंथेटिक अपर्चर रडार और एलियन कमेंट, फिर डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ वेपन कैपेबिलिटी, ये सब ये जो नया वाला प्रेडेटर 9B में होगा। तो जब वो आएगा तो हमारा कैपेबिलिटी डेफिनेटली बढ़ेगा।
Well, after the Rafale deal politics ahead of the 2019 election, and everyone remembers that, India's proposed purchase of American MQ-9B Predator-type Sea Guardian and Sky Guardian drones are now in the spotlight for a very familiar political fight, as you just saw in those comments we played out for you. Well, once again, it's the Congress party that has latched on to India's intended purchase of these advanced armed drones to insinuate that corruption and malafide is the bedrock of this upcoming deal. It's a dirty drone deal, says the Congress party, raising many questions. Now, right at the outset, let me say that questions regarding government decisions, especially on defense, are important and must be asked. As a democracy, discussions and transparency on defense deals is critical, especially given India's torrid history with defense scams and corruption. At the same time, it is important for the questions being asked and claims being made to be based on easily available facts and not merely driven by the onset of an election season. Now let's look at each claim or allegation being made and what the reality of factual position as we know it actually is. Now, the chief claim by the Congress party is that India is paying 4 times more per drone than any other customer of this variant of the Predator called the MQ-9B Sea Guardian or Sky Guardian. Now, the figure of $3 billion has been taken from press reports which have been running since at least 2017. And reflect a proposed value put forward by successive US governments, including the Obama, Trump, and now Biden administrations. To be clear, India has not yet, I repeat, not yet signed a deal with the United States. The Ministry of Defense here has accorded something technically called acceptance of necessity, or AON, earlier this month, which basically clears the decks for onward negotiations on this proposed $3 billion value put forward by Washington. In a statement on June the 25th, even before the Congress made this attack, the MOD had said that this acceptance of necessity noted the estimated cost of over $3 billion provided by the US government. However, the price will be negotiated once policy approval of the US government is received. Now, the Ministry of Defense will compare the acquisition cost with the best price offered by General Atomics, that's the company that makes these drones, to other countries. Now, the procurement is in progress and would be completed as per the laid down procedure, says the MOD, which means negotiations have not started, they will continue, and the MOD says they will match the prices to which they've been sold to other countries before arriving at a deal, if at all. Now, the Indian effort will be to drive down this price that's been quoted by the US, not because of the politics, not because of the Congress's claims, mind you, but because the cost of these drones is precisely why no deal has been signed by the Indian government since way back in 2016, when India first expressed interest in purchasing Predator-type drones from the United States. Now, whether or not India proceeds to sign a drone deal at this value will depend on the negotiations, but it needs to be remembered that price has been a singular roadblock for this Predator drone deal for 7 years now and across 3 US administrations. Now let's come to the second claim being made by the Congress party, that the MQ-9B Predator-type drone has outdated technology. Now, no matter which way you look at it or compare these drones with, that's simply not true. Now, MQ-9 variant drones remain the cutting edge of the American drone fleet. Some of them are being replaced with higher technology drones. But did you know that since 2020, 2 of these drone types have been leased and operated from here in India by the Indian Navy? Apart from the huge leap in capability that they've given our defense forces in terms of prolonged surveillance over a day and excess of a day, just last month, they were used over the Coco Island in the Bay of Bengal when a Myanmar official visited that island, which is seen to be controlled by China. They've also been used extensively to keep tabs on Chinese positions during the ongoing standoff in Ladakh. You can balk at how costly these drones are, and they are very costly. You can debate over whether India really needs them. But to call them outdated technology only harms the credibility of anyone making those claims. Now, the third claim by the Congress party is that the Indian government is pouring far less money into homegrown drone projects like the Rustam and Ghatak projects while preparing to pump billions into a foreign economy for comparable technologies. First off, India has the dubious distinction of being the single largest importer of weapons in the world. It's a terrible reputation, but it's one that it has had for decades together. It is not something new, and there are many different reasons for that. I will go into that in a separate show. But viewer, a part of this argument speaks to me very strongly, because as a strong proponent of indigenous weapon development myself, personally, I believe that India's homegrown military programs need exponentially more attention than they've been getting for years. I agree that India's local drone projects require a much more committed push, including a corporatization of our defense research and development programs that bring in the private sector and our private sector giants in a huge way. But the reality is, India's drone programs, our own, are nowhere near ready for the kind of capability that India needs in the near term for the many challenges it faces. It is precisely the kind of bad planning and short-sightedness across administrations that has resulted in India's massive surveillance and air defense gaps, permitting our adversaries to conduct increasingly more daring ventures into our areas of responsibility over land and sea. The fourth claim by the Congress is that there is no transfer of technology in this intended drone deal. For one thing, viewer, the US doesn't manufacture the Predator drone family anywhere other than on American soil. It does not license manufacture this drone anywhere else. It does not give this technology to anyone else because it hasn't ever shared this technology with a customer or partner. That is a fact. It exports the product either under the aegis of NATO or to countries after an enormous number of geopolitical considerations, but it doesn't share technology on advanced systems born from classified research. That has been a long-standing policy of the United States. Now, this isn't uncommon and has been the case with several military systems acquired by India from abroad. We simply buy them, we don't get the technology, and then we are saddled with even more imports. It's the cycle we've spoken about many times before. However, what must be said is that while the US has offered to locally produce components of these drones valued at about 8 to 9% of the deal, reports now suggest that India is pushing for a higher degree of localized manufacture of these Predator drones, up to 15 to 20% of the value of the entire drone. So that's about double of what the US is proposing. Like I said, negotiations are currently on to drive down the price and drive up the localized manufacture component. And as I said at the start, India may well sign a deal at the value that's been quoted, $3 billion or in excess, or it may succeed in driving down that price. That, viewer, depends wholly on negotiations and the bargain that India is hoping to drive with the US on a technology that remains very, very sensitive. Remember, India has been trying to drive down this price. It has been a roadblock for 7 years and counting. The government may argue that politics harms morale of the armed forces, but that doesn't mean questions must not be asked. The opposition has every right to ask many of these questions, and it is our job to put available facts out there to create a better and clearer picture of what is being suggested. Will this current heat force the Modi government to go slow on a drone deal ahead of an upcoming election? Or can the needs of India's defense forces be de-linked, not from politics, but from electoral compulsions? The next 10 months will tell the full story. And now let's go on to our big story number 2 on 5 Live. The Karnataka police have booked BJP IT cell chief Amit Malviya, the man in charge of the BJP's online messaging, all its major attacks on opponents, after Amit Malviya put out a tweet video where he depicted Rahul Gandhi in animated form as someone colluding with foreign powers to break up India. The video tweeted by Malviya mocks Rahul Gandhi's overseas trips and claims that Rahul Gandhi is dangerous and is looking to break the country into little pieces. Here's the report, and then we debate.
Big defamation dangle between BJP and Congress. The Siddaramaiah government in Karnataka has booked the BJP IT cell chief Amit Malviya for his video attack on Congress leader Rahul Gandhi's foreign trip. The Karnataka police filed an FIR against Malviya after complaints from top state Congress leaders against a video tweeted by Amit Malviya. The video Malviya posted on June 17 with the caption, "Rahul Gandhi is dangerous and playing an insidious game," was a parody of Rahul and claimed that Rahul goes abroad to meet anti-India elements to defame India and stop Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The video also claimed that Rahul was being used by elements who want to break India. Malviya has been booked for criminal conspiracy, promoting communal hatred and intention to commit a crime. Karnataka Minister Priyank Kharge and Congress leader Ramesh Babu had filed complaints against the BJP IT cell chief. Slamming the animated video tweeted by Amit Malviya, Congress called the police action as a crackdown on fake news.
BJP bears the brunt of the law. They cry foul. They have a problem with following the law of the land. They have a problem with the constitution. And if we enforce the law or the constitution, they seem to have a problem with it.
The BJP appeared unfazed despite the FIR against Malviya and vowed to expose Rahul Gandhi. It also promised a legal fight back against what it called a politically motivated case.
अमित मालवीय अपना आईटी सेल का हेड है, उनका खिलाफ एफआईआर दाखिल किया है, प्रेजुडिस के वजह से एफआईआर किया है, यहाँ कांग्रेस सरकार है.
The BJP has been vocal in its attack on Rahul Gandhi's foreign trips. It has slammed Rahul over his meets with activists from Hindus for Human Rights, former Labour chief and India baiter Jeremy Corbyn in the past. It has also slammed Rahul for allegedly seeking help from Western powers to oust Modi government. Bureau Report, India Today.
And now after that FIR has been filed against Amit Malviya of the BJP is hit back via a union minister. Smriti Irani has launched a missile at Rahul Gandhi, alleging a Rahul Gandhi George Soros link. George Soros, of course, is the controversial businessman and philanthropist who's been taking multiple recent pot shots at India over the issue of democracy. The BJP has released images of a Soros aide, Sunita Vishwanath, sitting next to Rahul Gandhi at a conference. Sunita Vishwanath was seen leading protests against the Prime Minister during his US visit. India Today had revealed a full dossier that was released by Group Hindus for Human Rights, asking people to protest, document and post on social media against the Prime Minister's US visit.
Leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party and Karyakartas are in receipt of information with regards to an FIR filed against a position taken by the Bharatiya Janata Party with regards to Rahul Gandhi's US visit. The question that has been left unanswered by the Congress Party is this: is it true that Sri Gandhi met Sunita Vishwanath during his trip to the United States of America? Ladies and gentlemen of the press, you are aware that I myself had done a press conference with regards to George Soros's intentions to destabilize a democratic elected government in India. Question is, when it is known to every Indian what George Soros intends to do, why is Mr. Gandhi hobnobbing with those who are funded by George Soros? It is also evident that this is not the only Soros connection. Even in Mr. Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra in Karnataka, the global vice president of the Open Society Foundation, funded by Mr. George Soros, was found accompanying Sri Gandhi. What is extremely distressing is the link with the Islamic Circle of North America. Those in the public domain who will research how the registration process for NRI interaction with Mr. Gandhi in New York ensued will find contact of a gentleman, Tazim Ansari. Mr. Ansari has an organizational link, it is believed, on the basis of publicly available records, with the Jamaat-e-Islami.
So the beginning and the genesis of this big political spat that has sparked a first information report, a police case against the BJP's Amit Malviya, is a video that was put out by the BJP earlier today via Amit Malviya, and we'll put that video on our screens, where it was depicted that Rahul Gandhi was in cahoots with foreign powers, taking a supari from foreign powers in order to break the country into little pieces. It's very controversial. We're not going to be playing out that video, but that is what has triggered this fight. Joining me live now, Madhu Rao, spokesperson of the BJP, Bhavya Narasimhamurthy, spokesperson of the Congress party. Welcome to you both. Thank you for your time. Ms. Narasimhamurthy, to you first. An FIR has been filed against Amit Malviya. Explain to our viewers why the Congress felt it necessary, the Congress government in Karnataka felt it necessary to take this to the police, ma'am.
This is not new because every time Mr. Narendra Modi feels threatened by Mr. Rahul Gandhi's popularity, whether it is within India or outside, he unleashes these leaders to defame Mr. Gandhi. But there was a limit to everything. The video that Mr. Malviya has posted, it is in a very bad taste. You know, it is just a conspiracy he has cooked up and tries to spread hate among communities. And even after disqualifying Mr. Gandhi, now that he is gaining so much popularity across the world and in India through his Bharat Jodo, you know, the BJP is somewhere threatened and they're very frustrated.
Okay.
They're trying every way possible to defame Mr. Gandhi, starting from disqualifying him to, first they ignored him, they laughed at him, now they're fighting. I'm sure next he will win.
Okay, Madhu, the Congress says this is too much. You know, you can criticize Rahul Gandhi, you can attack him, but this amounts to defamation. You have painted Rahul Gandhi as a figure who is, taking phone calls from foreign powers in order to break the country up. This is serious stuff, and this cannot be wished away by a simple cartoon. Respond to that, Madhu Rao.
My dear friend, I am really confused by the Congress's attitude. I mean, they at times say it is defamation, and they go and file an FIR for under 153A for promoting enmity between different groups, and 120B of criminal conspiracy, 5052 of state, creating enmity between classes, and 34 acting in concert. I mean, for a moment, let the Congress party decide as to what the offense is. Point one. Point two, it only reminds me of, the foot soldiers prostrating before the dynast. This is an act. One. Second, I mean, let us for a moment understand what Mr. Rahul Gandhi has done. Hasn't he gone out of India and belittled India? Hasn't he gone out of India and told democracy is in danger? Hasn't he gone outside India and told, hasn't he trumpeted against India saying that so many things are wrong in India? I mean, what has at the end of the day Mr. Malviya has told? Malviya has stated the facts, whatever Mr. Rahul Gandhi has told.
Okay, so
India.
the BJP is standing.
So what's wrong in that?
The BJP is standing by the facts and asking, what is with promoting...
How can an FIR be registered? Shiv, how can an FIR be registered?
Okay, Bhavya, defamation and libel can be understood. The BJP insinuates that. But what about these other sections, including create enmity between classes, etc.? They say these sections are laughable in the FIR.
It will not stand water in the court of law.
They're just insecure. If that is the case, the law will take its course. If that is nothing, if the crime doesn't come under 153A section that he is mentioning, then law will take its course. But my question is, when he is saying Rahul Gandhi is belittling India abroad, I would like to ask my friend, what is happening with those wrestlers who earned Olympic medals for us?
Come on,
Separate debate. Bhavya, limited time for separate debate.
The same Narendra Modi who took selfies.
I mean, see,
Isn't that
this is typical Congress party.
Isn't that democracy
I am seriously asking the Congress party a question.
One at a time.
Example, what about
Madhu, I'll come to you. Let
Manipur?
Bhavya finish.
It's burning. A whole state is burning for the past many months. Why
Bhavya-
isn't it under control so far? Why is it so
Bhavya.
inefficient? Aren't we even
The
supposed to
Wrestlers
speak
issue
about
and Manipur
this?
issue
The
are
truth is
two
not
very
about
big stories for us
India.
here on India Today. But I urge you to just stick to the topic here. We do cover those two stories, as you know, more than any other media. But I am not saying those are not important stories.
The truth. He
No, but
spoke about Manipur, and that's
the-
the truth. He spoke about the democracy being in danger. That's the truth.
But there
A
is
true patriot will accept the flaws within his country. There's nothing wrong with
Bhavya, the
speaking
question
about
that will also be
wrong
asked, though,
happenings in the country.
Bhavya, the question, with respect, the question that will also be asked now is that the Congress is doing precisely what you used to accuse the BJP of doing when they were in power in Karnataka, filing defamation cases, vindictive application of punitive laws, etc. This will be the Congress doing exactly what you used to blame the BJP of doing. You used to at that time also say what happened to freedom of speech, oppression against opposition. Now it's the same thing that you will be accused of.
Freedom of speech, every freedom of speech has a
limits.
boundary when you instigate communal hate. Nothing can be acceptable. But just speaking against Narendra Modi's administration, when people are arrested for that, when poets are arrested for that, when activists are arrested for that, that is when democracy is in danger.
That's what I'm saying. Now you will be blamed of doing the same thing, man.
But not when they cook up a
may I come in?
I'm just coming to you. Let her finish. I'll come to you.
Against the opposition leader. They're cooking up a conspiracy against him.
Okay.
That's not acceptable. If this is not true, then he'll be let go.
No,
right?
but it is.
The law will take its course.
But no, let me be very clear about my position. I don't believe Rahul Gandhi is an anti-national. I don't think he's trying to break up the country. But in the course of political speech, in the course of political speech, many things may be said. But it is a fact. It is a fact that Rahul Gandhi went abroad and said, "What are all these countries doing while democracy is dying in India?" That comment has led to a great deal of anger among many classes who are not even political, Bhavya. Let's be very clear about that. Madhu, come in. Yes.
When we speak against, as a country,
let Madhu come in. I'll come to you,
when
Bhavya.
democracy is in danger in other countries, there's nothing wrong in urging other countries to speak against what is happening in India.
No, I'm sorry. No. We will have to disagree about that. No, that is a very dangerous precedent to set. That's a very dangerous precedent you're setting, Bhavya, by saying there's nothing wrong in asking other countries to interfere. Yes, Madhu.
I mean, Shiv, what I heard is totally obnoxious. I couldn't have heard worse than this. How can you tell that a foreign person should come and interfere in the affairs of India? I mean, for a moment, let me tell you this. This is nothing but mockery. Look at what Rahul Gandhi is doing. He is just following the footsteps of Miss Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi did the same thing in 1978, 45 years back. Same thing she did against the Morarji Desai government. And what are we to see now? Look at the intentions of the Congress party. I want to ask the Congress party, who funded the travel? Why did he go and meet that lady? Who are all invited? That means to say, these are all orchestrated against India. Is it not a fact? I mean, let me tell you for a moment, this is nothing but...
No, but this is what Bhavya is also alleging, that the BJP is trying to paint a conspiracy, Madhu. Bhavya, you want to respond to that?
For a moment. Shiv. What's the conspiracy all about? Isn't it a fact that Mr. Rahul Gandhi, who told it is India's union of states, did he not go outside India and told democracy is in danger?
Okay.
What did you tell about this?
So this is a fact according to you? This is
Bhavya,
a fact.
Minister,
Whatever the conspiracy
I don't know.
you should file a case as well.
He was the person
if you are
who
supporting
told
Mr. Malviya,
in the
who cooked up a
parliament.
conspiracy
You ask your
against the
Pappu.
leader of
One second. Let me just come.
party.
And you have all the Rahul Gandhi does not have the gumption to talk in the parliament. And
Let's
so
just
he's
let's not make this personal. Bhavya, the specific allegation. Bhavya, the specific. Take my question, Bhavya. Bhavya, take my question. Smriti Irani, you heard her holding a press conference a short while ago. Obviously, this is part of the crossfire between both your parties. They put out a video earlier today. FIR has filed. Union Minister holds a press conference, puts out pictures of Rahul Gandhi sitting, with an individual who is known to be part of the Soros organization who had protested against Narendra Modi. That is also being used as evidence of this collusion, as it were, this alleged collusion between Rahul Gandhi and powers who want to destabilize India, is what Smriti Irani and the BJP are saying. How do you respond to that? Because the pictures have been put out as well, Bhavya.
Yeah. Narendra Modi is not India. Narendra Modi is a Prime Minister of India. Country is and its Prime Minister. You can always hate the one ruling your country, but you can never hate your country. Here, Ms. Smriti Irani even spoke about the Open Society representative who worked with Rahul Gandhi. They are so paranoid that Bharat Jodo was open to everyone. The whole country. Anybody could come, give us support, and they worked with us. but they're so paranoid that they want to pick up, these things and cook up a conspiracy. If someone is
Okay.
against Narendra Modi, that doesn't mean they're against country.
Okay.
Like,
So,
why would you equate Mr. Modi with? That's not how it works.
okay, fair
This
point.
is the
Fair
notion
point.
we have to cut down.
Okay. Madhu, you want to respond to that? The Congress says, so what if Rahul Gandhi is sitting with this individual? If she protested against the Prime Minister, what's wrong with that? The Prime Minister is not India, says the Congress.
What can you expect from a party wherein
Manmohan
Manmohan Singh used to shake hand with the dreaded terrorist in the Prime Minister's office? Could you expect any better thing from these people? No, absolutely not. I mean, I don't even want to respond to the Congress spokesperson who insists that a foreign power should come and interfere in the India's affairs. How nonsensical is this? I mean, ironically, I tell you something. Perhaps what Mr. Malviya has told is correct.
Okay,
That is what
okay.
Rahul Gandhi has told. What
I'm
is wrong
completely
with
out of
that?
time.
When Obama spoke about India,
Come on.
Obama spoke
If
about
Rahul Gandhi doesn't have the gumption to stand in the parliament and talk, and yes, all the other
Okay.
countries go to
Okay.
Antarctica, Arctic Ocean, every other place in the world to talk against India.
Bhavya and Madhu, I'm out of time. Bhavya and Madhu, I'm completely out of time. I'll have to end it here, but thank you very much for your time. Clearly, tempers are going to fly much more, considering things are getting personal and we're still 10 months away from this election. Expect much more of this. We will continue to put the spotlight on claims, bust some of the myths, and bring you a factual position on even the most personal political stories. Bhavya and Madhu, thanks for being here on 5 Live. Coming up after this very short break, I'm taking you from local Indian politics to a big world exclusive happening in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. India Today, the only channel daring to put the spotlight on what's happening in POK. Big exclusive coming up.
The India Today Group is pleased to announce the launch of a brand new online portal for our best